News when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. There's your closing bell for this Thursday on Wall Street, where traders pushed a Wall Street rally ahead of next week's Fed decision. We bring you those closing numbers each day here at Bloomberg. The S&P 500 gained 55 points. NASDAQ gained 157 points. The Dow gained 617 points. The 10-year Treasury yield at 4.02%. The 2-year yield at 3.54%. Paramount Skydance is reportedly preparing a majority cash bid for Warner Brothers Discovery, backed by the Ellison family. Bloomberg's Caroline Hyde says this is important for the industry.
So many people feel that fundamentally this is what we need to see in the industry, consolidation. Because ultimately you've got cable on one side and then you have studios and streaming on the other. You want to split those apart, and likelihood is Paramount would be interested.
Hear more from Caroline Hyde on the Bloomberg Businessweek Daily podcast. Shares of Warner Brothers gained 30% in regular trading. We are learning from the Associated Press the casket carrying Charlie Kirk is being flown from Utah to Arizona today aboard Air Force Two. Kirk, a right-wing commentator, was speaking at an outdoor event at Utah Valley University yesterday when a single shot was fired, killing him. The FBI has released 2 photos of a person they describe as appearing to be a college-age male wearing sunglasses and a cap and wearing a long-sleeve black tee with what appears to be an American flag on the front. Bo Mason is with the Utah Department of Public Safety and says the suspect was able to blend into the college community and ran off into a neighborhood after that shooting.
Our investigators have worked through those neighborhoods, contacting anybody they can with doorbell cameras, witnesses, and have thoroughly worked through those communities, trying to identify any leads.
The FBI is treating the case as an attack on free speech. Ipsos U.S. Public Affairs President Cliff Young says his latest polling shows Americans have growing concerns about extremism.
Political extremism was the number one issue in America. It's outstripped the economy, which was very important over the last couple years. But right now, it's extremism.
Hear more from Cliff Young on the Bloomberg Balance of Power podcast. President Trump has announced he will posthumously award Charlie Kirk the Presidential Medal of Freedom. And a day after Kirk was shot, several historically black colleges and universities have placed students and staff under lockdown, citing potential threats. Spelman College, Hampton University, Virginia State University, Bethune-Cookman University, Southern University, and Alabama State University, all among those that suspended classes and required students living on campus to shelter in place. Hyundai is hitting the brakes for now on construction of its battery plant in Georgia. The company says it needs new workers to resume construction. Hundreds of workers, you may recall, were taken into custody when ICE raided the facility. CEO Jose Munoz says that work is being set back by 2 to 3 months. A charter plane left Atlanta today to take those workers back to South Korea. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has fired Peter Mandelson as Britain's ambassador to Washington. The announcement from Foreign Office Minister Stephen Dowdy on the floor of Britain's Parliament.
In light of additional information in emails written by Peter Mandelson, the Prime Minister has asked the Foreign Secretary to withdraw him as ambassador to the United States.
Mandelson's removal was announced in the House of Commons just hours after Bloomberg detailed more than 100 previously unreported emails between Epstein and Mandelson, including Mandelson's suggestion that Epstein's first conviction was wrongful. And now a call in the Senate for a congressional hearing into J.P. Morgan's ties to Epstein. The Wall Street Journal reports Senator Elizabeth Warren, the ranking Democrat on the Senate Banking Committee, says J.P. Morgan Chief Executive Jamie Dimon and other executives should testify under oath about what they knew about Epstein's crimes and if they ignored red flags about his activities. President Trump wants a federal appeals court to immediately pause a lower court decision blocking his ouster of Fed Governor Lisa Cook. The administration wants a decision by Monday, a sign that the government is looking to fast-track the case to the Supreme Court. The majority of a panel of Brazilian Supreme Court justices voted to convict former President Jair Bolsonaro of attempting a coup to remain in office despite his 2022 electoral defeat. Bolsonaro, the far-right politician who governed Brazil between 2019 and 2022, was found guilty on 5 counts by 3 members of a 5-justice panel. Once all 5 justices have voted, the panel will decide on Bolsonaro's sentence. This ruling is expected to deepen political divisions in Brazil and prompt a backlash from the U.S. government. Today, the U.S. marks 24 years since the September 11th attacks. In New York, victims' families and loved ones gathered at the 9/11 memorial where the World Trade Center once stood. In Washington, President Trump spoke during a ceremony where one of the hijacked planes crashed into the Pentagon, killing 189 people.
In the quarter of a century since those acts of mass murder, 9/11 family members have felt the weight of missed birthdays and empty bedrooms, journals left unfinished and dreams left unfulfilled.
And the victims of Flight 93 were remembered at the site of where that plane crashed outside Shanksville, Pennsylvania. That's news when you want it with Bloomberg News Now. I'm Amy Morris. This is Bloomberg.